everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be going over kind of what happened in our first month while here and sharing some footage from all that time, so I hope you guys enjoy hearing about all of that.
On a previous video we discussed our first week. Probably won't go over that in too much detail other than just, got a hotel, looked for an apartment, found an apartment, and then there at the end of that first week we got moved into the apartment. I was getting over being sick right before we moved, kind of snapped out of it. We got moved in. And then here in Russia, like if you, for example, are a foreigner, come and visit, you have to be registered where you're staying. Been registered initially with our hotel, and then we had to get registered with our landlady to basically go there and register that that's our place of residence. Well, here, had a few days, it was like 5 days, I think, that I technically had like a grace period to be able to go and get registered, where I was previously registered at the hotel, but then could register that we're now living in a new apartment. And I went and met our landlady, went to the local Moje Documenty. It's like a administration building in each region where you go and, do your paperwork. And so we went there, had to try and meet with the guy to get the registration done. That ended up being kind of a mess, I won't lie, and a hassle, because first day he wasn't there, and we had to come back a different day, so we spun back around a different day. Then he looked at the stuff and said, well, your registration's past due in the hotel. And I had to go and explain, it's like, well, no, it's not, because by law there's a few days gap that you have when you move to get registered in the new place. And first he's like, no, and then he finally dropped that. That was a little bit of a hassle. And then we had to come back again, because he couldn't schedule us till a couple more days out, but they had like a gap in there where we kind of try and drop in and try. Something was wrong in there. We weren't getting very clear instructions from the guy. There was some questions on the application. That was it. And so we ended up being there like 3 or 4 times. Eventually got it done. Normally, as long as you get everything in order, you got the right day, they can see you and all that, it's going to be one trip, not the 3 or 4 times. So, but that was a thing. So anyway, that took up like more than half of the first week getting moved into our apartment. I was just running back and forth with that. Kind of take a few days to get figured out just where we're going and all, just kind of get to know the area. Mm-hmm. There's a nice church not too far from us. It was a really beautiful location. Kind of go there to walk around, pray. Also some really pretty parks and stuff we found around, and
the kids really enjoyed that. So
not to mention it's Moscow, so there's like 100 playgrounds within 100 yards of your building.
Exactly. And that was actually, I think, one of the first major snows. And it was so beautiful, because you had all these ducks in this park. We had all these ducks on the river, and there was this beautiful bridge and snow everywhere. So it was absolutely gorgeous. That's not too far away from where we live, which is really, really nice. Also, just getting, like Andrew said, just getting a lot of things set up. So we had one pack and play, we needed to buy another pack and play, and we weren't very familiar with what was around, so we were aware of Детский мир. So we had one not too far away from us, and that's where we were going for things. And then our landlady thankfully pointed out that we had a Shan not too far away from us. And some of you guys have also pointed that out as well. And so we have since gone to a Shan to look for things, and it's definitely cheaper than going to Детский мир.
And to clarify on there for non-Russian viewers, like a Shan is very similar to basically a Walmart. It's a big giant store with just a little bit of everything in it, and it was a big place. Whereas Детский мир, the first place she's doing, is like a store that's specifically all like children's related. Anyway, stuff. And then so that was that first week or so. After we got the registration knocked out, that just dragged on for kind of like I mentioned, for a few days. Got back with the lawyer because we had to have the registration set up to then be able to schedule up a bunch of medical examinations, because to get the short-term residence, there's a bunch of different medical tests you have to take, but it still was a bunch of different things. So, oh my goodness, what we had to all go together to one location. They couldn't do the children's blood tests there. I got my blood tested and got tested for the different things I needed.
And you got an x-ray.
And like a chest x-ray was check for tuberculosis. But then they couldn't do Beth because she was pregnant, so they had to reschedule her to go the following day. She had to come back to the same location because we were there in the evening and they could only do it in the morning, so she had to come back the following day. And the kids had to go to 2 different places. We had to take the kids to like a children's hospital type location, did their blood tests. The nurses were amazing.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I've never seen a nurse who is that good at getting blood from an infant, because like our youngest was 7 months old when she had the blood test done. But I've seen firsthand how difficult it is to do anything connected to veins on a very tiny child. And so I was so impressed with this nurse, because Nastya did not even cry. She just smiled up at the nurse while the nurse was doing the blood test and like didn't even cry. It was incredible. I was absolutely shocked. I've never seen a nurse have such a magical way with kids. I've never seen that.
And then we had to go to a second location like a day or two later.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of days later, actually, I think. And then get the kids tested with the tuberculosis test. We went that day, they injected the things in the arm, and then we'd have to come back 3 days later to check and see if they tested positive for tuberculosis. So that was another visit. So yeah, it was over a week of just like stretched out, go here, go here. Yeah. And then when it was all over, it was supposed to be back to the original location where all the paperwork was being sent. Now, yeah, it was back and forth and around. The first place we went, oh my goodness, because we had to wait there and we had all the kids with us. They were crying. And in the evening, by the time we were done, we were there for several hours. Over a week later, when I go back to pick up the documents, I stick my head in, and one of the nurses looks up, makes eye contact, and goes, "Oh yeah, I remember you. You're coming to pick this stuff up from a week ago." I was just like, oh man, our kids made an impression.
Yeah, they were yelling for Daddy, because for them, Daddy is security and comfort. And because Daddy was the one getting most of the medical stuff done there, they were not happy at all. And they were hungry and they were tired, and it was not a good combination. But yeah, everyone was super sweet to me. It was like everyone handled it really well, but it was definitely embarrassing, but it was also it was sweet. It was nice seeing how everyone handled children being insane.
It didn't feel as sweet at the time. It just felt embarrassing. But everyone was super nice and helpful.
They were so kind. And then I got sick. A few days after that, I got sick.
You were fortunate, though, because you got sick and bounced back in like 2 days, and it fit in one of the gaps between like when we took the kids in, and then there was like 3 days later we had to go back because you were kind of literally bounced back in that much time.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she bounced back in a day and a half, and then a little bit later I got it. This was kind of following up on all the medical running around. And that thing hung on for over a week in terms of like, I was over the virus part in like 3 to 4 days, but just still couldn't eat like normal. I lost a bunch of weight. We got through the week of being sick. Now that the medical stuff was all coming in, it was time to assemble all the documents, start looking at scheduling a time to go and submit our paperwork and all that. There was a bit of an issue with like the criminal background check.
Yes.
They issue them with a very limited date range. By the time we got to Russia, it was already getting close to expiring, much less by the time you have to get all of the medical stuff to put the whole packet together.
Yeah.
The lawyer and them, they had to reach out to basically try and, apply to get an exception and all that. That was taken care of, fortunately, but that was another thing that came up.
That's why, like, if you guys do this process, if you're coming to Russia, definitely get an immigration lawyer. We can link the information for ours down below. It's extra money, but it is worth every penny, because the process has been so much smoother, because every single time we go in to submit paperwork, all the paperwork is filled out correctly. Everything has been quadruple checked, and there are no mistakes. And each step is a lot smoother. I can't imagine doing this process without the immigration lawyer.
Yeah, that got us through mostly the first month. We're into the second month now, and that's where we just actually went in and filed our documents. We'll probably have a video actually specifically talking about that last final step for the short-term residents of actually filing that stuff, because we just got done with that.
Literally yesterday.
So yeah, we'll probably have that follow-up video about the actual submitting the stuff. Honestly, that was a big chunk of what happened in that week. This is more of just kind of overview of the process stuff as far as the immigration process and life stuff.
Well, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you like the video, please share it. Also, please check out some of our links down below. The Immigration Lawyer will be linked down below, along with our email if you have any questions. We are not lawyers, but we can at least share from our own personal experience. Also, you will find our Boosty channel membership and our Telegram channel, where you can subscribe to kind of see more stuff that we don't actually post on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day.